Hey there, welcome back to the Smell of Logic channel. I am Ramona, and we're doing another video of what's something serious that's bothering you, kind of thing. Most of these are pretty serious. Some of these are a little more humorous or awkward, I'm going to just say. But here we go, part two, and let's jump right in. Ready? I'm panicked. I have no idea where my life is going or what I'm going to do to make a living. I've been flying by the seat of my pants for too long. This is probably going to be miles away from the real issues that people are talking about in this thread, but it's been weighing on me for a while now. I ride horses for a living and further my education by taking lessons with a trainer twice a week. A few years ago, I had an accident where I fell jumping and the horse stepped on me and it broke my pelvis. Physically, it's been tough, but it never really affected me mentally. Then, like 2 months ago, I had a very similar fall and the horse stepped all over me. I ended up being fine, but suddenly there's this fear that I've never had before. I've always ridden the younger horses, the spooky horses, the dangerous horses, but I've never been afraid before. Now, even in my lessons, riding a horse who's been around the block, I start to panic when we jump. Even baby jumps, even poles on the ground. When I've previously gone around a 3x6 XC, I've outwardly kept my cool and haven't said anything to my trainer, but it's really starting to affect my riding. I'm locked up. I hold my breath, tense up the reins, and hold back. The worst part is, this is what I plan to do with my life. My dream of upper level adventing, and I'm struggling over poles. I feel like I'm going backwards. This fear is so irrational and so foreign to me, and I don't know what to do about it. I don't have the energy to make my marriage work. I think it's past the point of fixing, and I don't even want to try anymore, but I don't want to be a single mom, so I stay. I have no motivation. My grades are dropping, and I don't know what to do. My parents have pretty high expectations for me to go to a good college. This year, my friends, still in high school, are planning to major in theater and animation during college. We went to the same high school. I'm a little older than them. I tried to start a 4-year computer science college degree last year. It was complete and total disaster. Now I'm in community college studying IT because I want a stable job where I can build on skills I already have. They have dreams. I don't have a dream. Or maybe I do, just the beginnings of one, but I'm too scared to follow it. Scared of failing again, scared of crashing and burning again, getting stuck with a useless degree because I thought I could make it in insert field here, imagining being 30, jobless, and still living with my parents. My plan is to get a degree and a job in IT, then my own apartment and practice living on my own. Then, if I'm doing fine for myself, I can go back to school and get a degree in animation, video game making, whatever. That way, if I fail, I'll have something to fall back on. I'll still have my IT degree and prior job experience. But I have doubts about that too. I don't know what I want. Do I want an office job, a family of my own, a house with a white picket fence and 2.4 children? Do I want to major in animation, become a Disney animator, move to Florida, start a new life, far away from everyone I know? Would it be worth it? Would my life be worth less because I didn't have the ambition to try for my dream job? People make movies and write books about people who reach for the stars. Nobody wants to hear the story of a random person who lived quite an ordinary life in Maryland's suburb from birth to death. Then again, not all Disney animators are famous either. Only a few truly revolutionized their field. After last year's failure, I was in a pretty bad place during the summer. I was depressed. My view of the world became nihilistic. What was the point of trying? What was the point of anything? Sometimes I still have these thoughts. What's the point of trying if all we're going to do is die eventually? No matter what I do, great or ordinary, I'll eventually die and be buried in the ground. I'll be forgotten. I don't know how long it'll take. 5 years? 50? 100? 1,000? When the sun burns out? Will my grandchildren remember my name? Will it matter? Will I be watching from the afterlife as my name is forgotten? Or will I not be there to care because my soul stopped existing at the time I died? I don't know where my time is going. I can spend hours alone, accomplish nothing, talk to no one, and realize the day is over with no memories. When I go to people's places, I long to go home and do it all over again. I don't want to take my antidepressant anymore. When I was in a mental ward, I remember seeing everyone line up in the morning for their meds, people of all ages. It was kind of horrifying to see because, will they ever actually be cured? Or will they be chained to medication for the rest of their life? Will I? I have a friend I really liked, but I'm not sure who likes me back in the same way. I want to tell her, and I think she knows, but I'm really inexperienced in emotional stuff, and I don't know how to ask if she has similar feelings. I want to ask her on a date, but how do I make it clear it's a date if you're uncomfortable with one another? I'm still in love with a boy who I ended things with months ago. I just cut off someone who was really bad for me, and everyone thinks they have been out of my life for the last 5 months, so I can't talk about how I feel with anyone. I found out that the woman I love slept with her boss, several coworkers, and almost slept with the car salesman that sold her car, all within the 3 weeks we were broken up, and has been lying and keeping it from me since we've gotten back together. My sexuality. I recently came to terms with maybe being bisexual, but I haven't questioned it so much. I know I like guys, but that I'm just curious with girls. I did have a crush on a girl, and I do find girls attractive, though, but I've also never been in a relationship. I've always identified as being straight until a year ago. No one else in my life knows any of this. I am a 911 dispatcher and can no longer mentally handle my job after doing it for 10 years. I want out of the emergency field altogether, but I have no idea what to do or where to go. My entire life and career has been in emergency services. I'm just really lonely. I feel like that's not normal for a 21-year-old girl. I've been alone wanting to effing die for a really long time now. Now I feel like my heart, my actual heart, is doing weird things, and I can't go to sleep, and I don't want to wake up during the day, and I need more sedatives, but I really can't get them anymore. I like movies. I hate people, but that would probably like them more if they were more easily applicable, and less painful to rip off. I am way over my head with this parenting thing. I knew it wasn't going to be easy, but this is too much. I got friends mad at me because I don't want to go out anymore. My girlfriend and I are at each other's necks. Sometimes I'm thinking of a way out, but I don't want to lose my little one, just the girlfriend, but being Hispanic with family, firmly believe that you do the deed, own up to it, which, yeah, that's got to be true. Just hanging out on I'll get better, hopefully get better soon. I hate myself for thinking like this, but thanks for letting me vent it out. I hate my life and can't wait to die. If it weren't for taking care of my sick mom, I would have offed myself years ago. Been in a relationship for 5 years. I'm almost 30. What am I supposed to be feeling? I don't have the urge to get married or have kids. The idea of getting married scares me. People have been calling me gay my entire life. I'm ashamed to admit that I actually am. That I'm almost 24, have no job even with my bachelor's, never been in a relationship or anything of the sort, am fairly depressed, and feel like I've never been out of this personal downward spiral of life. I know I won't off myself, but I've started feeling extremely suicidal again. It's even more uncomfortable knowing that I won't off myself because I feel like I'm in an impossible situation where I'm forced to sit with these feelings. I lately realized that I'm jealous of how much more interesting and fulfilling my girlfriend's social and private life is than mine. I'm absolutely disgusted with myself that it's my emotional response. Part of the reason I am slightly cut myself off from my friends when we started our relationship. It's all my fault. I just found out that my best friend is being hit by his girlfriend. If they argue, she will physically block him from leaving the house. She started hitting him when they argue. He lives with her and her family, and she threatens to kick him out as well. He's so unhappy, but he hasn't reached the point where he wants to leave. He came back from basic, fit and happy, and it's been a year. He's the heaviest I've ever seen him, and so incredibly tired. I aim to be supportive and give him access to any resources that I know of, including my home. Having gone through a toxic, abusive relationship, I know all I can do is be there for him. Thanks for asking and letting me get this out. I am in a 3-month relationship with someone 11 years older than me. I'm 17. We're a gay couple and have never been happier with anybody else, and neither has he. I know everyone would think it's disgusting and that he's taking advantage, but I really believe in my whole heart that he isn't. I don't know how this is going to play out with my parents or friends or anything. I'm just enjoying it while I can. I have a friend from college who I'm pretty crazy about. She knows, but as to the extent, I'm unsure. We've known each other for around 5 years, and over that time I've grown aware of some feeling. Whenever we go our separate ways, it hurts, but I realize she is bad for me because of this and other reasons. Lately, we haven't been talking so much over text or Facebook or Skype, and I'm kind of okay with that, which makes me feel guilty. She's a great person and we get along wonderfully, but I can't seem to separate our friendship and my feelings no matter how much I try. So I'm simultaneously relieved that there is some distance from her, but also sad about it. Don't really know what to make of it. I'm physically, not emotionally, attracted to my significant other's best friend. I'd never want a relationship with him, but I think about being physical with him a lot. The strangest part is even in my thoughts. I theoretically have the permission of my significant other to do these things with his friend. I'd never cheat on my significant other. Never. I sometimes have a hard time seeing his friend's name and hearing his voice without thinking these awful thoughts. I recognize that I can't help having these feelings. I am human after all, but it consistently makes me feel like the lowest of the low, like dirt. It's my significant other's best friend. They've known each other since they were like 5 or something. It's seriously effed up, or at least I think it's so. I have talked to my friends about it, and even my significant other knows, and everyone doesn't blame me for it or think I'm a monster. I still do, though. It's not the kind of person I want to become. These feelings fall somewhere between lust and morbid curiosity. In short, I'd seriously jump at the opportunity to fulfill these thoughts, though in a way where I'm not cheating, and that's what makes me feel the worst. My friends are amazing. I don't trust a lot of people, but I've confided in some about my mental health issues, and they've been really understanding. The problem is that I don't feel like I'm helping them in return, and I'm just being a drain on them because I can't help other people since I have so many mental problems, and that makes me feel bad. I low-key want to die. I'm disabled and will be for the rest of my life. There's no changing that. When I try to explain that to people, they always give me the "don't give up, medical treatment can change that over time" bullshit. I hate living off disability, and I hate that my worth is determined by how much I earn. I don't know what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I started a software company a few years ago and have got to the point where it's paying the bills and growing, but the process has left me so burnt out and exhausted that I don't know how to continue. I have to decide whether I shut down what appears to be a growing, successful company or try to keep moving forward. I took some time off over the holidays. Instead of leaving me recharged, it just made me realize how exhausted I am and how devastated I was that I had to go back to work. My friend is growing more distant, and I'm concerned she'll eventually just give up on our friendship and become a memory. However, she is also an ex of mine, many years ago, and with a current girlfriend. I don't know how to broach the subject with either of them. I have so many questions for her, and I just can't seem to ask any of them. There are so many things I need to get off my chest, but I feel like I have exhausted my friends because I talk about this constantly. This past year, I started seeing a guy I went to high school with. We started messing around, and I became attached. He did not want a serious relationship, and but I had the expectations of one. We are done, and now he has a girlfriend. I am just so mad at myself for allowing him to use me. I feel like guys constantly just use me as a rebound until they get their confidence back. I have a troll alt. I used it to write everything from idiotic nonsense to deeply hurtful insults. Basically, I see it as the Hyde to this account's Jekyll. Sometimes I wonder if it takes the edge off my impulses to lash out and hurt people in real life. I'm scared I might have to go back to therapy, but I don't want to. I saw 2 therapists in the past year, and neither of them helped much. I managed to lose more than half of my friends in the past year. I'm pretty sure I have mild dissociated episodes, and I can't stop crying all the effing time, and I haven't been able to eat properly for almost a year now. I feel so isolated, lonely, and guilty, and I want to effing scream. I miss my best friend so much, and wish that I hadn't pushed her away. It's all a bit too late now, and I feel awful. I'm homesick like never before. Just thinking about my mom makes me cry. I'm so miserable. I feel nauseous. I don't feel enough. I'm not smart enough, pretty enough, have a good enough body, etc. I constantly battle the feeling of worthlessness day by day. Even if people tell me everything is fine, I always feel like there's something about me that I can do better. I recently got a new job in another country and it starts in 6 weeks. I just kind of want to cut off everything and start my life over again. Difficult when you have a fiance, 3 cats, a house, and 2 cars, but I feel so trapped in a life I'm not sure I ever wanted. I'm being drowned by my eating disorder. I have a BMI of 15 and feel skeletal and disgusting while simultaneously being terrified of the number increasing. My best friend went on her first date with a new guy last night, and they have been texting for a couple of months. Saturday night, he told her he loved her, and it looks like she's making the same mistake she did with her 2 last relationships. I think she's going way too fast, but doesn't want to hear it. I don't know what to do. It's exactly what happened before. I am 19 years old, works from home, and just moved across the country to get away from my religious family. I have a couple of friends where I am now, but most of them have that sort of gone off to college, and that's left me without much of a social group. I'm also pretty sure that being isolated has made my social anxiety worse. I don't get how adults make friends. I thought I was doing all right, but I'm not so sure anymore. I always try to keep things bottled up. I know it's not good for me, but as it is now, that's how I was raised, and now I think I might just be overflowing at this point. I don't feel anything. I can't recall the last time I felt happy or excited or anything. I don't feel loved at all, even though I have friends and family that tell me they do. My friends are wonderful, my family can be hit or miss at times, but at this point I just feel like a burden more than anything else. Lately, it's been leading to the mindset that if I were to just disappear, that might be better for everyone. I'm not sure how long I'll be able to keep up the everything's okay facade, but the semester starts in a couple of days, so I guess I'll just continue faking it until I make it. If anything at this point, I'm just so tired. I just want to curl up into a ball and just be done with it all. I'm having doubts in my relationship lasting the distance because my partner's adult daughter is so effing needy. I am just trying to overcome this, but it's beginning to wear me down. I don't want to be the third wheel or anything like that for the rest of my life. I am that person people can vent to, but when I have an issue and try to vent, I am being unreasonable. That's why this thread was very important. I think there's probably a lot of people that feel that way. So I hope, reading this or listening to this or even commenting on a thread like this can help people. Sometimes you just need to say what you need to say. And sometimes strangers are the best therapy. So I hope you've gotten a little bit of value or interest out of this video. Very hard and serious topic, but stuff that people need to hear, need to know they're not alone. And I hope you have enjoyed this, enjoyed listening to it. And if you did, leave a like. If not, that's okay too. But we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening and watching. Bye.